going on, everybody? It's your boy Itz-Beez-Da, TrackStar, and welcome back to Dancehall Masterclass. Chord techniques, advanced chord progressions continued. So in the last video, we talked about randomizing velocity, adding that human element to the programmed piano, to give it more of a realistic feel of a performance. So in this video, we'll continue on that. So first, let's give you a quick rundown of the previous progression or chord progression that we ended up with at the end of the last video. All right, cool. So like I said, we're going to build on that. We're going to add a few more elements to add a little bit more of that realistic feeling to it. And this gets very deep. This is not something that you have to do to every track, but if you want your tracks to have that realistic feeling, that very, very creative environment or that space, that, that reality, this is stuff that you can do. So this next thing that I'll be showing is called strum. So what strum is it's basically adding a delay to the notes. So if I were to select these notes, press Alt and S and play, I'm pretty sure you have heard that somewhere before in a song. So let's reset the settings. Cool. So preserve ends basically means that when you strum, the ends of the sound will not be changed like that. So that's what preserve ends do. Velocity is pretty much kind of like saying, hey, I want this to rise up, or I want it to fall down. Cool. I typically like my strums to rise. Tension is basically how loose it's played. Cool. Strength is basically kind of a part of the tension, or tension is a part of the strength, because the strength is saying, okay, I want my strum to be this wide, but I want the tension to be loose. I don't want it to be uniform. I want these two notes close together like here, but these two notes far apart, So that's basically, tension is like saying, hey, I want this thing to have a delay, but I want it to have an unorthodox delay. I don't want it to be all uniform and repeatable. I want it to be offbeat-ish. So this is no tension. This is maximum tension. And all that does is that it contributes to realism. So I like the tension here at none. So we will leave that there. But let's say about over here, let's try another strum. And this time around, we'll add the tension at about halfway. And then another option that we have is this chop chords option. And what that will do is it will chop up the chords into small pieces. And then we also can alternate the direction. So let's Alt S. Not sure why it's not chopping the chords. There we go. So I'm not sure why it's doing that. Maybe it has something to do with the fact that we already strummed this section. So that's why it's not chopping it, but that's weird. It's never done that before. But basically you can chop the chords up like into, small little pieces. Just like that, basically. That's what that does. So let's go back over here. Select this, Alt S, and increase the tension here. And let's give this a fade. Kind of like that. And accept. Now if we play this chord progression, we're just kind of morphing the chord progression into something else, adding a lot more feeling. That's the important thing. You have to can feel the music. If you can't feel the music, then anybody else that listen to it won't feel the music. You understand what I'm saying? So that's basically all we're trying to do. So while this is going on, your mind should be processing the audio like, okay, maybe I can do something somewhere else. Because in my mind, what I am thinking is right before this track comes around back to the intro here, I want to add another strum and another note. How will I pull that off? So basically, here I have right there. So right before it starts back, I want a note here. Like I said, this is just stuff that we should be processing on the fly. I'm doing this live. It's not pre-planned or anything. We're just doing this, it's music. I want my strum. But then the question is, okay, yeah, I'm hearing a strum, but how do I figure out where to put it? Simple answer, trial and error. Try it somewhere. If it doesn't work, move it. So we'll try it here. Switch back to the brush. Let's press Alt and S. Like I said, I want this strum to be a little bit of a longer one. So if we play, that's wrong. It doesn't sound right. It sounds a little bit too early. So let's highlight both of these sections. If you hold Shift and drag, left click and drag, you can resize both clips at the same time. So let's drag that over like that. Then highlight all of that. Alt and S, strum this again. Now let's try this again. Still a little bit too fast, or a little bit too slow. So let's drag this back to this note here. And what I'm doing is I'm lining this note up kind of even with this note. So it's basically two steps, two lines. So between here and here. Accept that. Let's also bring this back. So now, as I just heard that, it seems something is missing. Like I could add something before. Seems so sharp. So let's take this out. These notes seem to not have proper velocity. So another way we could edit the velocity is by highlighting the notes and right click down here and drag to the left, and you can change these notes. Cool. Another thing, just because we are strumming these notes don't mean that we cannot have these other notes extended out. It would be better to have them extended out because it gives a sustained feeling to the piano. So what we'll do is press Alt and L, and it should stretch them out to meet up with the ends of the other clips. Okay, so it won't go past this one. So we'll probably have to just do it manually. So let's go here, bring this here, bring this here. The only way you can get this to be finite like that, you have to zoom in all the way. All the way. If I don't zoom in all the way, if I even go back by 1, I won't get that small increments when I'm moving the notes. Cool. So now we have a much cleaner transition. Could also now add this cut back here, and let's see what that sounds like. Cool. We have our chord progression with our velocity sensitive notes. We add some strums, and it's really coming alive. And this is all of what? About 18 minutes or so. But that's only because I'm, walking through it and just talking through it. With, practice, speed comes with time. Don't expect to just jump out the gate and running and doing everything. No, practice, speed will come with time. This file will be available in the free download section, so you can check over there for the MIDI file. Like I said, practice, practice, practice. Until next time, it's your boy Itz-Beez-Da, the TrackStar. Peace.